Have you ever wondered why some leaders and organizations are more innovative, influential, and profitable than others? Simon Sinek, the author of Start With Why, has an answer. Meet Simon Sinek, a British-American author and motivational speaker who has transformed our understanding of leadership. His book, Start With Why, is a compelling guide, unraveling how great leaders inspire action, not by what they do, but by why they do it. So let's dive into the world of Start With Why and explore the golden circle. At the heart of Start With Why lies the concept of the golden circle. Picture a bullseye with 3 concentric circles. The outermost circle is what, the middle circle is how, and at the bullseye the innermost circle is why. What represents the products or services a company offers? How signifies the things that a company does uniquely well to deliver that what. And why, the most critical part of the golden circle, is the core belief that inspires the how and the what. Most organizations start their strategy from the outside of the circle, moving inward. They first define what they do, then how they do it, and lastly, if they ever get there, why they do it. But here's where Simon Sinek turns the tables. He argues that the most inspiring leaders and organizations, the ones that leave a lasting impact, operate from the inside out. They start with a clear understanding of why they exist, then they figure out how to do it, and finally, what it is they need to do. This inside-out approach is not just a subtle shift in perspective, it's a complete reversal of the traditional business approach. But why is this so important? Starting with why flips the traditional business approach on its head. But why is this so important? Starting with why isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the driving force behind great leaders and organizations. Picture the why as the fuel that powers the engine of success. But how exactly does it accomplish this feat? Well, let's break it down. When an organization has a clear and inspiring why, it not only motivates the people within it, but also those outside of it. Employees are not just working for a paycheck, they're working for a cause, a purpose that goes beyond the 9-to-5 grind. They're driven to contribute to something larger than themselves. This sense of purpose ignites passion and creativity, leading to innovation and progress. But the magic of why doesn't stop there. It also attracts customers. People don't just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When customers resonate with your why, they're more likely to trust your brand and become loyal supporters. This alignment of values creates a strong bond between the organization and its customers, forming a community that stands by each other. The why also shapes the entire culture of an organization. It's the glue that holds everything together, the North Star that guides every decision and action. When everything an organization does is a reflection of its why, it creates a consistent and authentic experience that people can trust. So you see, the why is not just a nice to have, it's a must have. It's the heart of an organization that pumps life into every aspect of its being. Now that we know why is crucial, let's see it in action. Scene script. Apple. Martin Luther King Jr. What do they have in common? A compelling why. Let's start with Apple. Apple's why isn't about making computers or gadgets. Their why is to challenge the status quo and think differently. They believe in innovation and creating products that are user-friendly and aesthetically pleasing. This why isn't just about what they do, but why they do it. It's about believing in something bigger than themselves, and this belief resonates with their customers. When you buy an Apple product, you're not just buying a piece of technology, you're buying into a belief, a community, a way of thinking. And this is why Apple has such a devoted customer base. Now, let's look at Martin Luther King Jr., a remarkable leader who inspired millions to fight for civil rights. His why wasn't about fighting segregation or achieving legal equality. His why was about a dream. A vision of a world where people are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This dream was more than a goal. It was a belief, a passion that drove everything he did. And this why resonated with people. It inspired them to take action, to join the movement, to fight for change. And this is why Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered as one of the most influential leaders in history. But it's not just about having a why. It's about communicating it effectively. Apple doesn't just tell you what they do, they tell you why they do it. They show you their passion, their belief in innovation and thinking differently. And Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just tell people what he wanted to achieve, He shared his dream, his vision, his why. He spoke with passion and conviction, and his words resonated with people. These examples show the power of why. It's not just about what you do or how you do it, it's about why you do it. It's about believing in something bigger than yourself, something that inspires you, drives you, motivates you. And when you communicate this why effectively, it resonates with people. It inspires them to take action, to join you, to believe in your vision. These examples show the power of why, but how does this apply to the wider world? To understand the impact of why, we need to look at the law of diffusion of innovation. This law, rooted in social science, explains how ideas and products gain momentum and spread throughout a population. It's like a domino effect, but the first domino is not just any piece. It's your innovators, your trailblazers, the ones who dare to think differently. Next, we have the early adopters. These are the individuals who recognize the value of an innovation and are quick to adopt it. They're the ones who take the leap, inspired by the why, and the belief that this new idea or product can make a difference. Following the early adopters are the early majority and late majority, the pragmatists. They're more cautious, waiting until an idea has been tested and proven before they jump on board. They need to see the why in action, to witness the ripple effect of the change. Finally, we have the laggards, the skeptics who are last to adopt an innovation. They're resistant to change and require considerable evidence and pressure from the majority to adopt the new idea. So what does this have to do with why? Well, the law of diffusion of innovation shows us how a compelling why can inspire the early adopters, ignite the majority, and eventually sway even the skeptics. It's not just about having a great idea or product, it's about communicating the why behind it in a way that resonates and inspires action. Understanding this law allows leaders to spread their why effectively. But how can you apply this in your own life? Applying why isn't just for big companies or famous leaders. It's for everyone. Whether you're a student, an artist, an entrepreneur, or a CEO, your why is the profound reason that propels you forward. It's the heartbeat of your ambition, the core of your motivation. So, how exactly do you apply why? Start by defining your core purpose. What drives you? What's the deep-seated reason behind your actions and decisions? Once you've identified that, communicate it effectively. Make it the cornerstone of your conversations, your presentations, your projects. And remember, your why isn't a marketing slogan or a catchy tagline. It's a deeply personal, authentic belief that guides your actions and inspires others to join you on your journey. It's the spark that ignites innovation and fuels perseverance. So, don't be afraid to ask yourself the tough questions. Dive deep into your purpose and let your why lead the way. Remember, your why is your compass. It guides everything you do. So, what have we learned from Start with Why? We've explored the potent concept of the golden circle, where the why takes precedence over the how and the what. We've seen how a compelling why can drive success and inspire action, as exemplified by influential leaders and organizations like Apple and Martin Luther King Jr. We've delved into the law of diffusion of innovation, understanding how ideas and products spread through society. And we've discussed practical steps for defining and communicating our own why. It's time to reflect on these insights. Consider your why, the core purpose that fuels your actions. How can you apply these principles to your life and work? As Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So what's your why?